Hello, 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 beautiful souls inside of the College Success for Busy Adult College Women Facebook group. I am having such an incredible week, such an incredible Thursday already. Tuesdays, and Thursdays are coaching days for me. So I spend pretty much most of the day either getting coached myself by my personal life coach and business coach, or coaching students and helping them to not only earn A's and B's, but do it while having the most incredible time in their life and just up leveling and becoming the best versions of themselves. And there has been something on my mind for the past few weeks that I really, really wanted to come in here and teach about and blow your mind about and share with you, because it is the key to having everything that you want, not just as a student, not just as you're going through this academic journey, but when you are trying to create the dream life it is that you want for yourself. And I titled this live stream "From Wanting to be a Good Student to Being a Good Student," what it will actually take. Because a lot of students say, and they have these desires and they have these goals and they have these wants to be a good student, to have the high GPA, to do really well in their classes so that they can go on to graduate school and professional schools and dental school and law school and get into a nursing program. And in the same breath that they're saying that they want those things, the energy behind it is that they probably won't get it. Because here is the thing. Wanting to be a good student is not the same as being a good student. It is not the same as making a decision that you're going to be a good student. When you say that you want to be a good student, that space is you being ready to make the decision that you are all in becoming that student. When you are in the space of wanting, it also means that you're in the space of not having it yet, of not being there yet. And most students focus their time, their energy is on everything that they're doing wrong, everything that isn't enough, everything that's not working, everything that's going wrong, all of the possibility that it's not going to work, that it's gonna fall through, that they probably won't get in, that they probably won't pass the test, that they probably won't understand what it is that they're studying, that they're not gonna get what it is that they're aiming for. And they wonder, Emily, I don't know. Actually, that's what I'm in the process of doing right now, is getting in there. But this is a really hard sell for them. It's a really hard sell, just like it's a hard sell for students. But this is the work of your life, not just your college journey, but of your life, is understanding the energetics of this, understanding what it takes on a soul level to become the person it is that you want to become and to have the things it is that you want to have. Most of us want and desire, but underneath that wanting and that desire is really the energy of lack. Our focus is on all of the things that could go wrong. Our focus is on all of the ways that it's not going to work, all of the ways that it's a mistake. And then we wonder why. We look back a semester from now, we look back a year from now, time passes and we're not yet where it is that we want to be. And the reason why we're not yet where it is that we want to be is because we really weren't ready to be that. We were just getting ready to be ready, which isn't a bad place to be. But wanting is not the same thing as being ready and being that person. And as long as you stay in the energy of wanting and not the energy of readiness, as long as you stay in the energy of wanting, you are in the energy of lack, of not having it. And the reason why most of us stay in the energy of wanting and of desiring is because then we don't have to go through the discomfort that is required to be ready. Because ready means you're all in, no matter what. Ready means I am ready to feel stupid as all get out in this class until I learn this material. Ready means I'm willing to fail the first exam if it means that I learn how not to study for this class. If it means that now I have insight on what I need to do better. Ready means I am willing to put the boundaries in place around my time, to have tough conversations with the people in my life about what my goals are. Ready means that I am willing to say no. Ready means that I am willing to put the time, the energy, the effort, the money, the everything to achieve what it is that I want. Ready means I am all in for whatever trade-offs I have to go through. Ready means I am steadfast. I don't care what the path looks like. I don't care how many times I fail. I don't care how many times I get told no. I don't care how many programs I have to apply to. I don't care who, what, when. I am all in for this. Ready means no matter what. And most students are not at that level of ready yet. They're just not. They're in the process of getting ready to be ready. They're still in that stage of wanting. And again, that's okay and that's fine. But you have to be willing to risk the potential disappointment, the potential failure, the potential discomfort, the potential moments where you ask, a quote unquote dumb question in class, where you ask the tutor to teach it to you again because you still didn't get it, risking how you look, risking being a disappointment to other people, risking not being a people pleaser, risking having tough conversation. You have to be willing to be in the process of becoming in order to have what it is that you want. And unfortunately, most students aren't ready. They aren't ready to be that level of committed. Marieli, am I back yet? I'm gonna close my window. You have to be willing to learn how to move yourself past failure. You have to be willing to learn how to pivot. You have to be willing to learn how to deal with feeling bored with the content. You have to be willing to learn to be okay that it is hard and you're not going to get it on the first try. When you say that you want to be a straight A student, when you say that you want to be the student who earns a 4.0, when you say that you want to be the student that gets into every law program, that, you know, gets the highest score in the bar, the highest score in the MCAT, gets to into every medical program, gets all the internships, you also have to be willing and want the work, the time, the effort, the failures, the disappointment, the decisions, the energy that comes with being the person who actually achieves those things. But most students only want what they want as long as it doesn't require time, as long as they don't have to look stupid, as long as they don't have to spend money, as long as they don't have to put in the effort, as long as they don't have to talk to the professor, as long as they don't have to spend 2 hours studying, as long as they don't have to spend time reading and taking notes, as long as they don't have to use flashcards, as long as they don't have to buy a planner, as long as they don't have to use the planner, as long as they get to procrastinate, as long as they don't have to. You only want it as long as it doesn't require anything of you. And success doesn't happen that way. There is always a trade-off. It will always require something of you. So when you say that you want it, you also have to be ready to put in the requirement. You also have to want the requirement. And this is the uneasy part. This is the tricky part. Hey, LaWanda. Okay, good. I'm glad that it's clear. This is the thing that you're not going to learn in a YouTube video. Because this is something that you only learn through experiencing it and being aware that that's what you're experiencing. You have to be able to see that everything that's happening, it's happening because it's preparing you to be the type of person who achieves the goals. The example that I give all of the time, and why the failures are necessary, why the effort is necessary, why the hard moments are necessary, why it doesn't just come easy, is this. You've probably heard this statistic before about people who become millionaires, and then I think the stats are like within 5 years, they're broke again, right? They win the lottery, they become millionaires, and then within 5 years, they're broke. And the reason why this happens is because though the money came easy, they never had the time, the experiences to learn how to handle and manage that type of money. And so just as easily as it came, it went, because they didn't have the skills to be able to handle the decisions, the problems, the circumstances that come up when you have that kind of money. And so because they didn't develop the skill, because it came easy to them, the money leaves just as easy because they didn't have the skills to be able to hold on to it. And this is what happens to a lot of students. You guys want the thing, the A's, the program, the GPA, the easy professors, whatever, without having the skills to be able to handle holding on to it, getting through it, having that. Wanting and desiring to be a good student is step one. It is only step one. Once you've figured out that that's what you want, the next big step is deciding you're all in, no matter what. You're all in even if it takes you 10 years to become a doctor. You're all in even if it takes you 12 years to become a nurse. You're all in no matter if you get rejected from 99 law programs, because you only need one to say yes. You're all in even if your professor sucks. You're all in even if you are working 5 jobs. You're all in even if you get pregnant while you're in school. You're all in even if you're all in no matter what. Wanting is step one. Step two is deciding I am all in no matter what I have to risk. And for most of us, we're not even like risking things. It really is just a trade-off, right? But the reason why most of us don't make the decision, the reason why most of us aren't really ready, is because we don't want to deal with the discomfort that comes with having to make the level of decisions that we're going to need to make to become the type of student who can achieve those things. We're not ready to let people down. We're not ready to stop people pleasing. We're not ready to look stupid. We're not ready to look silly. We're not ready to be in the process of being a better student. We want to be able to decide and then be. When it doesn't work that way, the time in between when you figured out that this is what you want and you actually have it is necessary. Because the things that happen in between, when you waited until the last moment to study for the test and you got a 50, that right there is happening for you to learn that you can't do that anymore. That you have to give yourself more time, and then it forces you to learn how to manage your time. But what happens to most students is that they experience something like that, and then they make it mean that they're not smart enough, or that they're not good with time management, and that they're not good with this, and they'll never have that. And they spin out in all this lack and this scarcity and all of these things, instead of seeing it as like, this happened because I'm getting prepared to get my shit together. This is a learning opportunity to help me to become the type of student who gets A's while having study-free weekends. But that takes a level of self-awareness that most students don't have. And again, this is something that you're not going to learn in a YouTube video. This is something that you're not going to learn at your academic success center at your school. This is something that you're not going to learn from going to office hours. This is something that you're not going to learn from going to tutoring. Because this is a personal journey. But this is what the 1% of the world do. This is what they're willing. They're willing to risk any emotion. They're willing to risk failure. They're willing to risk time. They don't care how long it takes for them to get to the top, because they know what the goal is. The goal is getting to the top. Whether it happens today or tomorrow, that's my goal. That's what I'm after. I am all in. That takes a level of clarity. It takes a level of certainty. It takes a level of self-confidence. It takes a level of self-discipline and self-commitment that most students never achieve. And it's not because you're not built like that. It's not because you weren't born like that. That has nothing to do with it. It's because you're not willing to put yourself in positions and in circumstances and in situations that help you to build those skills. Because every time it gets hard, you're out. Because every time it gets hard, you quit. You quit because you don't know if you can handle failing again. You quit because you don't know if you can handle sitting through 3 hours of taking notes and reading the textbook. You quit because you don't know if you can handle going to office hours and looking dumb for a moment. You quit because you don't know if you can handle getting rejected from another medical school. You quit because you don't know if you can handle not passing the LSAT again or not getting a high enough score. You quit because you don't know if you can handle. You quit because you don't know if you can handle. You quit because you don't know. I don't know. There's a potential that I can fail. But you're already failing. And you already don't have what you want. And you already are experiencing disappointment. But the reason why you don't ever build the skill to get you to the success that you want is because you never let yourself follow through so that you can learn the skill. Because you don't know how to not make it mean that the goal isn't for you, instead of seeing, oh, wow, this is an opportunity for me to learn the skill of managing my time. Wow, this is an opportunity for me to learn the skill of self-evaluating after an exam so I know what I need to tweak and what I need to focus on. Wow, this is a skill in me learning how to handle failure and bounce back from failure. Oh, wow, this is an opportunity for me to learn how to communicate better with my professor. Oh, wow, this is an opportunity for me to have realized where the gap was for me. No, you guys don't have that level of self-awareness. Instead, you make it mean that it's not for you. And because you make it mean that, you never get to build the skill that will allow you to make it for you. Everything that you want, you can have. Every goal that you have for yourself, you can achieve it. But you have to be willing to be all in. To be in the mindset of abundance, of possibility, and stop operating from scarcity and lack. Because scarcity and lack will give you more of scarcity and lack, because you never give yourself the opportunity to see what else is out there. You quit before you hit the jackpot. Most of you are so close. And you've been so close for so long. And the only reason why you haven't made it there yet is because you pull back right when you're about to get there. Because you tell yourself it's taking too long. I've already failed so many times. I'm 50 years old. Now I have a kid. Now I lost this. Like, you let your current circumstances determine the rest of your life, because you don't understand that these are just your current circumstances. You can succeed in spite of them if you just give yourself the chance. Do not make decisions based off of what you're currently going through. Make decisions from who you want to be, from what you want to have, for what is possible for you. From a place of, what if this works? What if I get in? What if it's possible for me to pass? What if it's possible for me to get an A? Those questions lead to very different actions, which lead to very different results than questions like, maybe it's not for me. Maybe I'm not cut out. What if I'm not smart enough? I'm so happy if you've gotten to a place where you want to be better, because that is step one. You cannot get to the finish line without going through the wanting, without going through the desire. But that is only step one. The second and probably the most vital piece of this process of becoming a good student is deciding that you're all in, no matter what. No matter how long it takes, no matter how much effort you have to put in, no matter how much energy you have to put in, no matter the decisions that you have to make, no matter the resources that you're either going to have to tap into or buy or whatever, you are all in for yourself, for your future life, for your future self. So that when you're 90 years old, you can look back at your life and think to yourself, wow, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud that you took those risks. I'm so proud that you didn't give up. You lived a good life. You gave yourself the opportunity to live a good life. Thank you. That's what I want for you. That's how I live my life. I live my life for the 90-year-old version of me who's going to look back at this moment right now and say, man, thank you. Thank you for continuing to keep going. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for believing that the world was at your fingertips. Thank you for this life that you gave us. I don't want to be 90 and wonder what if. I don't want to be 90 and regret not giving myself the chance because I was too afraid. And that's what most of you do. You make decisions from scarcity, from lack, from what if I fail. And you currently have the evidence of what that kind of thinking gives you. I don't have to tell you. You're living it. Becoming that student that you want to become, earning this degree, earning that job, that salary, so that you can afford the life of your dreams is going to require you to be all in, no matter what. So, if you are watching this live with me, I would love for you to take a moment and let me know what your biggest takeaway was from this. If you're watching the replay, I want to hear from you as well. If you are watching this right now and you're thinking to yourself, that level of readiness, that level of wanting, where I don't just want the end result, but I want the entire journey all the way through, whatever it takes. If that's you, I encourage you to reach out to me via private message or shoot me an email, stalk me on Instagram and send me a DM, mention in the comments, reach out, because this is the work that I do with students privately all day long. And I have a spot with your name on it if you are ready, not just wanting. But if you are in the space of just wanting, congratulate yourself, because that's step one. And my YouTube videos and this group is created for people who are in the stage of wanting, where you're getting ready to be ready. You're in the perfect spot. But if you know you are past that stage where you're getting ready to be ready and you are ready, you're in that deep stage of wanting everything, the journey, not just the end result, but the entire journey, you're ready to work with me one-on-one. Send me a message, reach out. Let's make it happen. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.